Funderdome. It's like a mini version of a traditional Who Would Win episode.
God bless it.
The combatants will be announced. James will then have 1 minute to debate. Ray will have 1 minute to debate. James will have a final 30 seconds of rebuttal. And then the judge, Kiff Vandenheuvel, will decide who wins. Here's your battle in honor of the 80s, because we all live in the 80s, all of us, because we're
kind of.
Yeah. James, you have Bull Shannon from Night Court. Woo! Ray, you have Sledgehammer from Sledgehammer. No guns, just brass knuckles. James, you have 60 seconds and begin.
Here's the deal. Bull Shannon is many, many things. Was he possibly the voice of Two-Face in Batman the Animated Series and not his alter ego, whatever his name was? That's correct. It was actually Bull Shannon doing Two-Face. So he's got that criminal element. He's got the destructiveness already down. In one episode of Night Court, Lou Ferrigno, that's right, the Incredible Hulk, posing as a pro wrestler, came into the court and he was dwarfed, I say, by Bull Shannon. Lou Ferrigno's character went a little crazy. Bull Shannon just picked him up with ease, clearly having super strength, and just calmed him down like a little child. It was crazy. Take that deviant mindset, Bull Shannon, and by the way, when he went into pro wrestling, his anger started coming out. That is that person who, is really, really cool, and all of a sudden that trigger goes off. Who's going to trigger him? Hammer. Hammer had that ability to trigger people. Of course, he could get away with most people, but you do that to Bull Shannon, you are going down. The guy who manhandled Lou Ferrigno.
All right. Ray, you have 60 seconds. Begin.
First off, his name is Richard Mall. I think we all know this. Everyone except the actual person repping him. So that's -1 point right there. But Sledgehammer, played by David Rasche, one of my favorite characters of the 80s, the Dirty Harry comedy knockoff. Let's face it, Sledgehammer, no guns. First off, okay, well, that's fine, Cham, because in the pilot of Sledgehammer, there was a sniper on an office building. And what did he do? He went to his car, opened up the trunk, and pulled out a rocket launcher. A rocket launcher is not a gun, but it is standard equipment that he kept in his trunk. He blew up the entire building that the sniper was found on to stop the sniper. That's the level of dangerous that Sledgehammer brings to the table. Lest we also forget, at one point they did a RoboCop send-up episode, so Sledgehammer became who? Hammeroid. That's right, a robotic RoboCop Sledgehammer. Now, not including the gun seems very unfair because the entire intro, played by Danny Elfman's music, is loving portrayals of the gun, but Sledgehammer's violent, angry, conservative, and he'll get it done.
That's it. James, you have 30-second rebuttal. Begin.
Here's the thing, Ray Cicanis. When it comes to fighting, you got to talk about reach. Look, John Jones is known for having crazy reach. He's about 6'3", 6'4". Bull Shannon's what, 8'9", 9'7", however tall he is. The reach he has when he throws punches, if he has to, is insane. Good luck with Hammer getting to his car. He's got, I got my plan. I'll get to my car, get my whatever crazy stuff I've got there. I'll go Hammeroid or whatever and try. He won't even get there. Why? One super long jab from Bull Shannon, hitting him from 10 feet away. It's done.
I deeply regret giving Ray Sledgehammer because he knows way
You
too
didn't
much
know my relationship with the TV show Sledgehammer, one of my favorite television shows of all time.
And now we go to the judge. Kiff.
So before I give you a verdict, my first question is actually just a point of order, because when you were given the description, you said no gun, only brass knuckles. Was that right? That Sledgehammer is only using brass knuckles, or is he allowed to use other things like the rocket launcher, like his transforming ability? I'm not clear on that rule, and I want to be fair to both combatants.
I believe it's happened in the past where I have said a thing, they have ignored a thing, and then I just leave it to the judge to make the call. Maybe it's a personal decision. Figure it out between you and your God.
Yeah, okay.
Let us know the answer.
All right.
Who wins
between me and my God? This
Monster Bailiff versus Monster Buffoon, Bull from Night Court, or Sledgehammer from the classic eponymous series Sledgehammer.
This is a really hard one. I do feel like Ray had a distinct advantage with his experience, certainly with and reference with Sledgehammer in terms of name dropping. That it seemed very buttoned up. The fact that he was able to list character names and the actors behind them, as well as Danny Elfman's score from the show. And while James lived in the world of Night Court and still was able to demonstrate Bull Shannon's strength and combat ability when it came to dealing with Lou Ferrigno. I felt like when it came to... This is tough because my gut feels like, I think Bull Shannon would probably beat Sledgehammer because of his physical strength. But I do feel like in terms of debating this, I felt like Ray had an edge in terms of the presentation over James. So it makes it a very difficult thing for me to say, but I'm going to go with, I think in this debate, Sledgehammer beats Bull Shannon.
There we go. I would have felt terrible if I lost
Here's
to
the thing.
Sledgehammer.
I'm not upset with you. Ray does have more experience with things like hemorrhoids and, RoboCop. RoboCop having hemorrhoids. That's fine.
Does this count?
He's got that tightened up.
Does this count as a win for RoboCop? I kind of feel like it does in its own small way.
It's a win for a hemorrhoid.
Detroit is still not going to take you back, Ray.
Will they let me back into the city of Detroit? There's signs up with my face everywhere saying, please stay out.
This is a win for a fake RoboCop, which still doesn't count.
Hey, you work your way up. You work for Hemorrhoid, then you get RoboCop from early '90s WCW,
right?
And then maybe you do RoboCop 3, and then 2, and then original.
What about the animated series?
We don't talk about
the animated.
The only place we talk about the animated series is knowing is half the podcast.
Fair, that's fair.
That's Funderdome. Thank you to all our patrons. If you have a suggestion for future segments, please DM me on Twitter at 999 RPMs. Boom. Okay.